Accent BLC, specialized for IELTS and spoken.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Today I want to let you know a couple of things in terms of IELTS writing. Well, before getting into the IELTS writing, I want to share a little anecdote about me. Decades back, the nature of IELTS was a bit different. First, I took my IELTS in 2006. In that time, IELTS reading was the major concern for the students, and we are pretty much concerned in terms of the IELTS reading. In that time, we thought if we could achieve a good score in terms of IELTS reading, then we may have a brilliant score in IELTS. That's how each and every single student in that time thought. That was the reality. I took IELTS 3 times. So in 2006, first I took my IELTS. In fact, that time I was preparing to go to UK. Later on, I moved to UK and I took IELTS again in 2010. Even that time, the nature was not that much different. So reading was the concern till then. Afterwards, I took IELTS in 2012 again. That implies I had to take IELTS 3 times. So first in 2006, second 2010, and third time 2012. And third time when I took my IELTS, I scored 8.5. That was my scoring date in 2012. By the way, I've got pretty much experience in terms of the IELTS. So what I said, decade back, the nature was a bit different. So in that time, students were pretty much concerned about the reading. And nowadays, students are pretty much concerned about the writing. The question is why? Why students are concerned about the writing? Let me share the statistics. In 2017, 2018, and 2019, if you go through the internet, you may find the statistics. Over there, you may find average score in terms of writing less than 6, whereas average score with respect to the IELTS reading more than 6. So we can understand there is something wrong in terms of the IELTS writing. In fact, what are the wrongs? Okay, that's what I'm going to let you know. First of all, I would say we know a lot about the IELTS writing, but those are worthless. It may sound a little funny. We know a lot in terms of IELTS writing, however, those are worthless. Well, if I talk about 2006, my situation, that time internet was not that much popular. We couldn't access internet. We had to depend on books. We are coached by the teacher. They instructed us how to face, how to encounter the IELTS writing or IELTS reading. The reality was the way we were instructed, that was appropriate. And we wrote based on our thought. What is happening right now? What is happening nowadays? I have said we know a lot about the IELTS writing. Okay, just think about the internet. If you go through the internet, you would find massive online materials. Those are available. There are many websites, there are many writers who have given immense amount of tips, tricks, strategy. Somehow those tips help us to overcome the problem in terms of reading. And this is the reason actually why students are doing a bit better in terms of IELTS reading. But problem with the IELTS writing, again, is about the internet. Most of the cases, even it's true for the teacher. Teacher are going through the internet, they study about the tips, tricks, strategy, and blah, blah, blah. And that's what they teach to the student as well. The problem is actually, since all the teacher go through the internet, browse the internet, study about the materials which are available online, and therefore most of the tips, tricks and strategy are almost same. It means the way students are writing, almost all the writings are same or common. Problem is over there. Again, let me clear the sense or the essence of IELTS test. In fact, the IELTS test, main purpose of the IELTS test is to know the real quality, English quality of a student. Hence, when the examiner finds that all the writings are almost same, it appears to him kind of peculiar. Then the examiner feels, okay, they have memorized. In fact, many students, they memorize different types of phrases, different types of words. Again, you may find particular type of structure, and the teacher suggests if you follow this structure, that will help you to have a good score in terms of the IELTS writing. Okay, since most of the cases, the young teacher, they are taking help from the internet, and that's why therefore all the writings become almost same. When it is almost same, it's a problem actually, and simply the examiner underestimates the student. Yes, you have memorized, and that's why all the writings are almost same, and therefore students are getting little score in terms of the IELTS writing. It is odd to mention here that there is something, it is called hackneyed phrases. So what does mean by hackneyed phrase? Okay, hackneyed phrase simply means a particular phrase which is very popular, which is very much used by the student. So it's a problem. You know why it's a problem? I can give you an example. Just think about the jokes. Maybe you know a joke which is very strong, which is really funny, which will really make people laugh. Well, if you listen to that joke again and again, though it's funny, it will not make you laugh. That means it has lost its appeal. Hackneyed phrase is something like that. Like somehow the phrase you have learned from the internet is not only you, there are many students actually, they have learned the same phrases. Even it's about the teacher actually. He has learned from the internet and he's teaching the student to use this type of phrase for their writing. Since all the students are writing same type of phrase or same type of words or same type of structure, so the writing has lost its appeal to the examiner. That is the problem actually, and that is why students are having very low score in terms of IELTS writing. Well, how you can overcome it? How? If you want to make a good score in terms of IELTS writing, you have to overcome this problem, that's for sure, unless you can't. I've gone through the research and I tried to find out actually what is the reality. So that was my first finding. All the writings are almost same, and that's why the examiners are pretty much fed up. They don't want to watch same type of words what are used by the students. They want to find students are individual. Each student is different from another one. Therefore, if you want to have a good score in terms of IELTS writing, you have to be individual, you have to be different, and you have to give your own thought, own style, own structure with respect to the IELTS writing. If you can be someone individual, and if you can be someone different from others, and if you can make difference with your writing from others, only then you will achieve a good score, unless the probability is very little. And there are a couple of more criteria, like vocabulary. So in terms of the vocabulary, you have to use less common words. If you don't use the less common words, and if you use only the words which are pretty much popular, which are pretty much common, which are usually used by the people, that won't help you to achieve a good score. Thus, focus on less common words. and that should help you to achieve a good score, that's for sure. Again, it's about the complex sentence as well. So I'm saying actually there are 50 types of subordinate clauses which we can use to make complex sentence. In fact, in your writing, you have to use around 5 to 7 complex sentences, different types of subordinate clauses to make different types of sentence. Actually, in terms of IELTS writing, there is a criteria where it has been said you have to make grammatical range. You have to create grammatical range in your writing. So how you can create grammatical range? If there is no variation in terms of your writing, if all the sentences are pretty much simple, or you have used a particular type of complex sentence, so again, that's not going to be artful. That's not going to be arty. You have to use different types of complex sentence to make or to create grammatical range. What I'm teaching to my students, first of all, I tell them you have to be individual in terms of your thought, in terms of your style, in terms of your structure. If you can be that person, only then you can achieve a good score in terms of IELTS writing. Unless, no, it's not possible. And obviously, we have to follow other things, like we have to achieve the task. We have to focus on cohesion and coherence, and definitely we should try to avoid spelling mistakes, grammatical mistakes. If you can make sure those things, it will be possible to have a good score, in particular to the IELTS writing. Hopefully, my tips will help you to have a good score